someone just called me, and then like right after I hang up, the siren starts. It's a fake emergency, I guess. There's a car starting as a white SUV is driving by me right now. Car is behind me that started, like, diagonally behind me. And then when I was coming into the parking lot, there was a car leaving the parking lot at the same time, and then there was another car on the street driving by me as I was turning into the parking lot at the same time. And then just a bunch of synced up shit happening out here. So I just want to catch that siren. It's a fake emergency again. And then what do? They just like drive down the street and turn the siren off and then go back? Or what do they do? I don't know. Do they go drive across town and drive by another target with the siren? Oh, the siren's still going off though. I still hear it. And sometimes they'll like go out in the distance and then they'll come back and like drive by synced or whatever. Or like turn off synced. Or like it'll fade out and like come back synced or whatever. Is weird shit. I just want to know what's going on. Like, I just want to know, like, what do they do? Do they just like drive and then turn the siren off and then drive back? Like, there's the one video I have where I think the siren started right when I started the live stream or some shit. There's this ambulance. And then it goes down the street, like in the distance, like away from me. And then I walk up the street and like I can see the lights flashing on the ambulance still, like it's parked way up the street, like really far away. Like I was on like 7th Street and it's on like 12th Street or whatever. It's like way down the street. So it takes me like 15 minutes to walk all the way over there. And I keep walking up that street. I'm like, let's see if the ambulance sinks again. And it's like parked in front of this building. And so I walk all the way over there. And then they're coming out of the building right next to me with the empty stretcher, like rolling it out of the building. And then like I turn around and walk back the other way after I walk by him. And then they're putting it into the ambulance right next to me when I walk by him again. And it's like, do they just go there and then like there wasn't I think the siren started right when I started the live stream too, like I said. So like it's just not a real emergency, and they just go there and they just like stand around and like bullshit for 15 minutes and then or what? I still hear the siren, I think. Yeah, the siren's still going off. And it sounds like it keeps getting further away and then closer again. Like, it's like they're just driving around in circles or something. Like, what are they doing? I just want to know how it all works. Like, just tell me. Just stop gaslighting and just tell me what the fuck's going on, man. Bruh. Clearly, it is going on, so what is going on? Something is. Now there's a car door opening or a car starting or whatever over here. Like the tail lights turned on, synced. That sound, that whatever that sound is on the car that goes ding. I don't know what that is, but it always seems synced, and it was synced on this work truck at my last job. There's a cop with his flashing lights right now, driving in front of me. He's pulling over a guy on a bicycle, I think, or something. There's like a guy on a bicycle riding in front of him. I think he's pulling the bicycle guy over, and the car is taking off as the bicycle stops and the cop stops behind him. The car that started is taking off at the same time. And then the car is turning out of the parking lot as this other car is pulling up on the other side of me. And then there's another car that's driving by on the street that seems like he's also a stalker. And then I can't see the cop or the bicycle guy. I just see the cop car. They're like went behind the cop car or something. I can't see him anymore. And then that motorcycle engine is as this other car is doing a U-turn on the street right now. I think he's gonna park on the side of the street or something. No, he's just going back the other way, I guess. I'd show you, but I'm outside my apartment right now, so I don't want to. But then here comes another car. Is he one? I think he's thinking of these engine sounds again. This motorcycle behind me or whatever it is. The cop's taking off now, and the bicycle guy went inside the building, I think. The motorcycle engine is getting louder as the cop is taking off. There's a bunch of planes again today. There's a plane when I was in my apartment. I saw a helicopter when I was driving. I think there's other planes, I don't remember. It's plane season, I guess. There's two whiteys driving by me simultaneously right now, directly next to me on the street. Every time when I'm driving, they have cars falling out in front of me that usually they'll have one tail light or they'll have a license plate number, like a 33 or 322 or a A113 or a 93 or a 84 or a 86 or a 66 or a 666 or a 444 or a 1234 or a A234 or a 12234. There's this guy getting in a car right now that's parked right in front of me, and he's probably about to sink. So it's like every intersection that I pull up to, usually there's a car right in front of me with the license plate number or one tail light or whatever. Or they'll stick up their arm out the window sink or whatever. There was one time, a long time ago, when I was delivery driving at Domino's, and this guy kept sticking his arm out the window, and he was like sticking like devil horns out the window like that. Kept doing that, like sticking that out the window over and over, synced every time. Like as I drive through an intersection, or like as he changes lanes in front of me, or like whatever, as like a car drives by me or whatever, he'll like stick his arm out the window and stick it back in the window synced or whatever. He kept doing it over and over. He's like driving out in front of me. The engine sounds are synced. They're the cinematic Truman Show engine sounds. The guy in the car is still sitting there. He's probably going to pull off synced whenever he pulls off. Because everyone's synced out here, so I don't know why, but then I went to Walmart today, and every time I go there, there's people like walking slow in front of me deliberately, and I'm like, or just get completely in my way, or like be like walking toward you, and then they like step this way and you step this way, and then they like step back the other way. It's like they don't know how to walk. And then I just like stand there and stare at them until they walk around me. Like, bro, do you know how to walk? Like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh. Or like when I walk by an aisle, someone would be coming out with a cart. Or like right as I walk into an aisle. Or like usually the aisles that I go to, there'll be people like standing there, and they might have a cart like sideways in the aisle, just like blocking the aisle and shit like that. And then like when I walk around them, they sink. And then, or they'll just be standing right next to the thing that I'm going to get, because usually when I go there I get the same things, so like they know where I'm going. And they can probably read my thoughts anyway, like even if I'm going somewhere else. But like I went into Walmart today, and I go up to the kombucha section to get a kombucha, and there's just people standing right there, and then they're standing like right in front of it, like in my way to grab it, you know what I mean? And then they just like start walking away right when I walk up to it, but they're just like walking really slow. And then like the cart, the people that stand by the door, and they put all their carts in the cart thing by the door. They'll do it synced when I walk by. This car just started right. The car parked in front of me just started backing up right when I went, and it seemed synced. I don't know. Was it synced with it? I hear a plane coming, I think. Is it gonna fly over me? Or a helicopter, I think. A helicopter? Damn, he's taking forever to get here. Where is he? Oh, I see him. He's not flying over me. So that's cool. A car just honked. Honk honk. Does it sing? Oh yeah, there was another I think it was a helicopter when I left Walmart. I was just like sitting in the parking lot for a minute, and there's a bunch of sinkheads driving around, walking around, and then the helicopter flew by, synced, and then a car just honked as this other car was driving up in front of me. And then there's a cop coming with his flashing lights. I think he's gonna pull someone over. Is he gonna do it in this parking lot again, I think? Oh, he's doing it over on this other side of me. It's a white SUV, and he's pulling it over like the white SUV is turning at the intersection as another car is driving through it. Another fake pullover. Just fake emergencies and fake pullovers and shit. I've never seen two fake pullovers back to back. That's crazy. And like when they bring the fire trucks out, like do they start a fire to go put it out or something? Like or is it just they just drive out with the siren and then drive back, or like what? How does this work? Am I in Westworld? What is this? Am I in Disney World? There's silver cars meeting each other at the intersection, and then a whitey truck is meeting them too. They're seeing this car stopped at the intersection for no reason, and then drove through when the whitey truck pulled up. Shit's retarded out here, bro. This is so much retarded shit happening every day. Or all day, I mean. Every day. People just be acting retarded out here. Like, why did he stop? There's not a stop sign. And he just stopped there for like 10 seconds. Is he retarded? And then he parked in the parking lot. And he's sitting there, and he just has his headlights on, and he's just sitting there. And then he's gonna sink. Oh. Oh. He's driving again. He just sat there, and then he's driving again. The one car that stopped at the intersection I was talking about. He's pulled up and parked in the parking lot, and then he's leaving again, and he's leaving as another car drives by, and then he's driving in front of me now, and he has a red shirt, and he's gonna go back the way that he came from. He's going back the direction that he came from. Bruh. I'd record it. I would show you. I'm not lying. All of this is occurring. Go watch my other videos. I'm not bullshitting. All of this is literally happening. It's just nonsensical, retarded shit happening out here. The cop still has the whitey pulled over. He's scanning the whitey's fake driver's license fakely or whatever. He's high-fiving the whitey or whatever. And they're like, oh, we synced on it. Now there's a white truck. What's he gonna do? I think he synced with another engine sound when he like pulled up and stopped at the stop sign forever, and then he started driving when I heard the other engine sound, but it was like a subtle, quiet engine sound. I think that's what he did. He was a whitey truck sinkhead. There's nobody else out here. It's just sinkheads. Well, except that helicopter. I don't know about that one. If that was a syncopter, but all the other ones I saw today were. So you never know what's going to happen next. But I got a job today, so I didn't start yet until next week, but moving out and be living in my car, maybe I shouldn't say that out loud because Trump's gonna put me in a mental asylum or some shit. Just kidding, I got an apartment, guys. I'm just joking. No, there's another car. He's pulling up and parking. Is he gonna sink? Oh, the cops' lights are off now. Did they turn off synced with the car parking? Probably. I got a feeling that's what happened, but I didn't see it happen, so I don't know. That's how stock-tired they get. They do things that I don't even see. Stock-tired. The Whitey has one headlight. Is that why he got pulled over? The Whitey's leaving and he has one headlight. The white SUV. And the cop's still sitting there, and then he's gonna pull off synced. He's pulling off as I hear an engine sound. And I hear a bird chirping that I think started chirping when the cop pulled off. Oh, it was a state trooper. And then he's gone. And then I saw other cars that I don't know, but they're probably stalkers too. And now I don't see anybody, and then they're gonna stalk, and then they're gonna stalk. And there's engine sounds again. It's probably stalkered up, and there's a guy on a bike. It's riding in front of me, and then I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. But I got a feeling he was another one. And this engine sound. But the guy on the bike might not be a stalker. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I might see him again in a minute, and then he'll ride by me to confirm that he's a stalker. Like, Skynet will send him back over by me to be like, look, he is a stalker. See? Everyone's a stalker. Haha. Or like the video the other night, I walked by that truck and it didn't do anything, and then I walk back up the street again, walk by it again, and then it stalks me multiple times. I'm like, damn, he is a stalker. Just never know. I literally don't know who's not a stalker. Except me. So I'm glad that I'm not a stalker. Those people walking up now, are they walking up sync? I don't know, but the one guy was pointing when they like turned off of the sidewalk, so that was probably a sync. Because they love to point synced. So I don't know. It was probably the sync. Synced hand signals. Masonic sync. And then one day I saw a guy throw up the OK fingers, the 666 hand. I saw a guy do that one day out of his whitey window when he drove by me, and he's like staring at me. That was like the only time that I ever saw that one though. But they'll always point synced, and there's this car taking off as this girl is getting across the street right now, and she's got a black and white plaid shirt on. or black and white checkered shirt on, like a Masonic checkerboard, and then there's another car behind that car leaving the parking lot. I think it was a black car and then a silver car. But like the pointer is like a Masonic thing, like a Masonic like hand gesture or whatever. So I think that's why they point, I guess. But they'll just be pointing at like whatever, or they'll be pointing at me. Or they'll just be like, what's that over there? And they're just pointing at whatever. Or sometimes they'll just be pointing at like nothing, seemingly. It's like, what are they pointing at? There's another car leaving the parking lot as another car is driving by me on the street at the same time. And I think it was also a black car and a silver car are synced to each other. And then that car is just sitting there now. Oh, he's getting out of the car. Wait, what's he doing? He opened the door. He's just sitting there at the edge of the parking lot with the door open. And he's closing his door as I hear this engine sound behind me somewhere. And then he's driving off. And then he's going to drive in front of me. And then he's going to sink. There's a guy in the passenger seat lighting a cigarette right as they drive in front of me. There's another truck pulling up and like almost meeting it at the intersection. Like right after it pulled up and stopped at the intersection, there's another truck pulling up, turning at it. A red truck. And then is there going to be a blue car in 2 seconds? No? Okay. But then like they'll touch their nose. I don't know what that is. They'll scratch their head. I don't know what that is. Like what do those mean? Like do they mean anything, or is it just like, because that's things that people normally do, or like coughing is the thing that people normally do, just like as a human being. Or like your head gets itchy sometimes, so you scratch your head. Like I scratch my head all the time. Just like, I don't know, but they do it to sync though, and then they scratch their head, and then they like rub the back of their head sometimes, and they do that one, and like, what does that mean? Does that mean something, or is it just, I don't know. But some of the things they do is like Masonic symbolism. And now there's nobody right now. I see cars. I don't know. And then the one headlights is like Masonic, like one eye symbolism. I think. I assume. The guy on the bike is back now. Is he synced this time? He rode in front of me again, going the same direction. I don't know. But yeah, they'll wear checkerboard shirts or pants or whatever. Usually shirts though, like plaid shirts. Or literally, that girl literally had the checkerboard shirt. But a lot of times it's just a plaid shirt, like a black and white plaid shirt. And sometimes there would be people in a group of 3, and like one will have a red shirt, one will have a white shirt, one will have a blue shirt, red, white, and blue. And then there was this one time where I was delivery driving at Domino's, and I'm turning at this intersection, and there's these guys crossing the street. Like, I'm turning left, and they're like on the left side across the street from me. And I'm turning, and they're like start stepping on the street at the same time to cross the street, like going this way. And so I slow down to let him walk, and then like one guy walks, like keeps walking across the street, and then the other 2 like are still standing there, and then I drive in between them, and then the one guy walks behind me, so it's like one guy's on the right of me, one guy's on the left of me, and the other guy's behind me at the same time. And they're like making like a triangle around me, and they have red, white, and blue shirts on. And there's motorcycles driving in front of me right as I finish my story. And I saw somebody else walk out of the building, and right before that, I don't know where they went though. But they like to make triangles with like people in a group of 3. Like, usually they'll be standing on the sidewalk in a triangle, and sometimes they'll have a red, white, and blue shirt on and shit like that or whatever. Or one will have a red shirt, one will have a blue shirt, because they'll have people with red shirts and blue shirts together all the time. So, like, one will have a red shirt, one will have a blue shirt, and then the other one will have camo on or whatever. Or some shit. Or just whatever. Or they won't be wearing a thing or whatever. But they'll be standing in a triangle, and they'll be standing right at a crosswalk, or right at a door where they sync, or right at a place where they sync on the sidewalk, or right at the intersection or whatever. I saw these 3 guys standing in a triangle at the intersection the other day, and I think they were doing syncs, but they were just like they were talking to each other, and this guy was just moving his arms, or all 3 of them were just like moving their arms synced, like, as they were talking. I think they were doing that, but they were just like standing there for a long time, standing in a triangle at the intersection. So I think they were the sync heads. But like, they'll just be standing in a triangle on the sidewalk, and like when I walk by them, like whatever, something sinks or whatever. Or they're just standing right at that place, or they're like talking synced as I walk by, or they're saying a directed conversation as I walk by. So like, so those three dudes, they like made a triangle around my car as I was turning. And that shit was weird that one time. I think I just saw a state trooper car. Was he a state stooper? Police state pooper? And then just everywhere I go, there's just people just standing around staring at me, like smiling and smirking and shit. And just like standing there waiting to sink as I walk by. And I went to the park today, and there's this guy getting there at the same time as me, and he has all these dogs in his car, and they're barking synced as they get out of my car. And then now there's a car and a motor, or two cars, I guess. Two silver cars synced with each other right now. And the one silver car has a tail light that has part of the plastic covering thing missing, so it's like a white tail light, one white tail light. But yeah, people will be like walking or driving out in front of me, and just like walking slow in front of me, and then like they're like gradually like getting closer and closer to me, like I'm walking the same speed the whole time, you know. And then I'm passing them at a sync place or whatever, or I'm passing them as a car drives by or whatever. Or they like turn around and stop on the sidewalk, like turn around, look at me as I'm walking up to them, like I'm gonna rob them or something. Or it's just like a group of people doing that, and then like they're like blocking the sidewalk, like I'm like trying to walk around them. Or they'll be walking behind me, and they'll be inching closer to me as I walk up to the intersection. They're walking up behind me, or shit like that. Either one. And the same thing when I'm driving, with cars coming up in front and behind me. And then cars will be like in the lane next to me, and they'll be like They'll be like in my blind spot or whatever. Just like hovering there. And then I'll just like hit my brakes and let them pass me. Like, like get the fuck out of here, bro. Now here comes a whitey. What's he gonna do? Was he a whitey? Or just a regular white car? Is there anyone regular out here or just me? Hello? So now it's quiet. Is it gonna stay quiet? I don't know, but that's the end of this video. I'll come back on if something crazy happens, maybe.